cape. That's just the fact.
Yeah,
No, that's
too
bad.
too distracting.
Yeah.
IOC, you know. Gotta watch your IOC.
All right. Well, Bo robes himself. We'll get ready to kick her off again. Is that still his bed back there?
Looks like a
I
bed.
mean, we could assume so.
That's where all the ladies are
Maybe a floor
normally.
futon.
Den.
Where all the ladies are.
Check it out,
Dead
chat.
and
Look
Bo.
at that thing. Hubba, hubba. Just kidding.
Y'all ever seen a mattress just laying on the floor?
Hey, baby. You ever seen a brown mattress?
The Schwartz sack.
The Schwartz sack. That's probably not good. All right, Bo's here. Let's do it.
Schwartz sack.
Don't worry about it. It's fine.
We were all talking about your bed. It's fine.
Yeah, it's the Schwartz
I
sack. We're
gotta
talking-
move that thing. Jeez.
Well, no, we're just talking about this, like the place where the magic happens, if you know what I mean. With
Yeah.
the ladies, you know.
Where the plants grow.
Definitely have to move it now.
All right.
Talking about my Schwartz sack.
The Schwartz sack. Speaking of which, we're back, everybody. The Schwartz sack is back on the air. It's time for us to get right back into There Will Be Dungeons. Thank you for coming to part 2, especially those of you on YouTube who have to watch it this way. Bo, we're on our way to Charlemagne's. Take it back, will you? Or...
All right. Well, so Stanley.
Stanley
has a entourage following him to Charlemagne's. You see the entourage leave, and the voices recede into quietness as the street above becomes quiet.
I'm gonna make them quiet. There we go.
So, Nash, you have Hope, Rhett Butler style in
Okay.
your arms,
Okay.
and Varel and Bok are standing near you.
We need to get her someplace safe and some rest and some help. What are we doing? Stanley, where are we going?
Stanley is
gone,
not
Nash.
there.
Not here. But I like your reliance on me, even in spirit.
So he formed an entourage with his speech, and he's
right.
followed him to Charlemagne's. Yeah,
Right. So we're back there behind him now.
You're still in the passage below the street
Right.
level.
Okay. Sorry. Yeah, we need to get her out of here.
Hope.
What?
Where do we go? Do you have anything in the car?
Just turn it the head.
You require medical attention. What do you need?
Take me to Cabbage.
Cabbage. Cabbage. That's an odd thing to want. Have an appetite for at a time like this.
She wants to go to Monsoon Cabbage.
Oh, the guy with the cabbage name. Oh, right. Yeah, we should find Monsoon Cabbage. Why though? What's he got why?
We'll have to trust her on this. She is a tiefling. He is a tiefling. Perhaps he knows some sort of magic that can help her.
All right. I don't
Are
trust
we sure
that guy.
that your
but-
bloodied form won't send him into a frenzy? Take her word for it.
All right, let's go.
All right. So you'll have to figure out how to get her up the ladder. So you have to throw over your shoulder or something like that.
We should swap, Nash.
Yeah, I think you're better for this. You're better built
And
for
you
it.
would look less conspicuous with a bloody bag.
I like to think that was actually Hope laughing right then, because we brought a little joy to her while she's in such pain. I like that.
Yeah.
All right, here. And I've gently as I can shift her to Varel. I'm sorry. This is how he's stronger. He can make sure you're okay on the way up. We have to get out of here, Hope. There's no choice.
And spilling her lap berries everywhere, I put her onto my shoulder.
And Bok reaches out and tries to catch them all. Like he opens up his loincloth and tries to motion them in as he catches them underneath Hope.
Is he? Oh, he's with us. Yeah.
Yeah.
How did he not lose his little mind when we had those guys cooking back there? How did he not just? Because you could say it smelled like meat in there. How did he not just lose it?
You can ask him.
Hey, Bok.
That's actually great.
Oh, never mind.
Take the bag. Bok. Attend to the fresh. Get them out of sight, and you may do with them what you will.
His eyes light up. Bok fresh. Bok have fresh.
Bok fresh, but make sure they're not.
Before you finish speaking, he runs down the hallway towards the fresh.
We will meet you at Charlemagne's, Bok.
Everybody there! Wait, fresh is coming! Fresh is coming!
And then as I turn up to the ladder, enjoy your fresh, and I start to climb.
You climb up and you vault up to the street level. There's no one there. It's quiet. It's about 10 in the morning. Sun is shining bright. You're back into the hot desert air. Nash, you follow?
Yeah, I'm gonna go with.
Yeah, you follow up and enter into the street. It's quiet. There's no one around. You see off into the distance across the main road from where the teat, the main road to the teat proper, a big pile of people sort of walking down the alleyway. Presumably they're following Stanley.
Oh, that's where the crowd is. Burrell, they're the ones he convinced. He convinced those people to follow him like rats. What a bunch of dummies.
I'm afraid without him, we are quite conspicuous in this town. I think we should move fast.
I agree. It's hard to be stealthy with a giant lizard, though. Carrying somebody. Just saying.
That's why we move swiftly. Answer no questions.
Tell me no lies. You guys know that song? I ask you no questions, you tell me no lies. Anyway.
I thought that was an old thing.
It might have been, but there's a song where they use it in their lyrics, and
George Bernard Shaw's nursemaid used to say to him.
Oh my gosh,
dude,
you're so cultured. It blows my mind. All right. Well, we need to get her somewhere safe. Where's Monsoon Cabbage?
Can assume he's at his base, and we should head there directly. We should take the northern path. We don't want to go past Charlemagne's, and I'd like to avoid the laundromat as well.
Why is that?
People.
Oh. I thought you had something you didn't like about laundromats.
It's a smelly place as well.
All right, so we'll hustle there.
Okay, so you begin making your way through the buildings. All is quiet. As you approach one intersection, making your way through East Strasbourg, you hear some voices coming from around the corner.
Okay. Shh, quiet.
Somebody, stop.
There's somebody
Here's
up there.
two saying, I kind of wish I could get into the castle proper. It would be so wonderful to be there as part of the wedding. And the other woman sort of responds, why don't you offer yourself up as sacrifice? I hear they're still looking. I'm sure you get to eat there before giving yourself up to the glory of Andriesta. I would, but I like living. I still want to make sure my son lives to at least the age of 8 or 9 before I let him be on his own. I know what you're saying. It's very hard to give yourself up as a sacrifice.
Flip around, go back a one building wall and through the alley we passed.
Okay, let's make some stealth checks, please. For
be all of us, right? Or well, 2 of us.
Yeah, not Hope.
Yeah, Hope. You just hold still. 15.
11.
Okay, so you move across quietly without being seen, and just sort of acting, I guess, normal and nonchalant, but moving briskly as you cross the intersection and go unnoticed. You continue your way through the buildings, and you get to the street proper, like the large road that leads up to the keep, and this is a very wide open area. You do see there are people sort of walking in different directions from a distance. It's fairly active here in comparison to other parts of town.
Nash.
Yeah.
We have a bounty.
Yeah.
We are proud slayers.
Yeah.
Walk as I do. And I will, remembering my days visiting Dust Hill with a haunch of meat over my shoulder, do my swagger walk through the town. No big deal. I'd kick this lady's ass. Just got my sword standing at my side, her over my shoulder, looking rough, and I'm making my way to Monsoon Cabbage.
All right, performance roll, please.
What? Hey, that's not awful. 10.
Okay. So you walk across the road in the way that you described. You don't solicit any responses from people, but you do get a few looks. In particular, you notice a few kids playing on the side of the main Trashburg slum, and they look up at you, and then one of them sort of knocks one of them, and then one of the kids runs into the alleyway. Apart from that, you make it across to that event with Hope in tow.
Perfect.
Nash, are you doing anything special about crossing, or are you just following?
I'm walking, and I'm trying to do what he said. I'm upright, looking cocky, strutting next to him as if I was part of this.
Make a performance roll, please.
Okay. 10 also.
Okay. It has the same effect. Again, you walk along performing at the same level of gusto as Varel.
Okay.
All right. And you continue along. You make your way through the Trashburg slum into Blusher's Haunt. And as you get to that area, you start to see people sleeping in the poo-filled corners of buildings. They're not paying much attention. One person in particular is like staring and pointing sort of at the sun, and then he goes from looking at the sun, but then he like looks back at the sun. He's like keeps looking back, and they don't seem to pay you much mind as you cross through Blusher's Haunt.
Cool.
You
Pick
walk
up the
across to one intersection, and you hear sort of a low voice coming from the right side. It says, "Well, Tommy, you better give me all you got. It's time to pay up. You're overdue on your payment. You owe me 10 guz bolts. So you're going to pay me now, or I'm going to take it out in blood." "No, please, I swear, I'll get it. I'll get you 20. Just give me one more week. I'm closing this deal. I'm going to work real hard and make sure, if I don't have to eat, I won't eat, and I'll give you 20. You sort of hear this conversation coming from the left side.
Okay. Varel, what do you want to do?
Keep moving.
Yeah, that's my thinking. We don't need more trouble.
All right, stealth check.
21.
Okay, you move across stealthily. Ash?
8.
8.
Yes.
Okay. Well, you make your way into the middle of the intersection, and just as you're in the middle, you hear and you hear, and you look to the left, and you see one guy just like stabbing repeatedly this other guy. He's like, "This is what you get when you don't pay me." And then he stops in the middle, and then he looks up at you, and you lock eyes with the assailant. Do you do anything?
Yes. I'm going to cast sleep on this dick. So I cast sleep on him.
Okay.
He needs to do.
It's at a point in space. So roll the at what level are you casting the spell?
I'm casting this level at. Let's do first level.
Okay.
Let's see. He needs to do. I always forget how this works.
You roll dice, and that's the amount of hit points I have to work with, and the person with the lowest amount of hit points falls asleep first, and I work my way up in that area. So you can cast it at a distance. He's far enough away that you won't endanger any of your teammates.
All right, I'm actually going to roll this at 2 because I need the bonus roll here. So I'm casting this at level 2.
Okay. So it's that amount of dice, whatever. I'm not sure.
It's 2d8s. Or 2.
No, it's got to be way more than that.
I'm sorry, 4d8 because I get 2d8 for the first level. Second level, I get another 2. I need to get another 2d8. Does that make sense?
So at level 1, it's 5d8. When you cast a spell using a second or higher, it's 2d8 additional. So you roll 7d8.
Oh, doesn't say that. But oh, you're right. It does.
You got to read the beginning part.
No,
yeah.
no.
So,
You're right. I'm looking at the wrong thing. Okay, it's
Yeah.
fine. Okay, so 7d8.
Yeah.
Okay. He is gonna 32 is a little overkill.
Yeah. So you cast it out, and he looks up. He sort of stops stabbing, and he goes to throw his knife at you, and then he goes. You cast out the magic, and the magic sort of swirls through the air and swirls into his nose. He goes, "Oh no!" He stands in place and starts sleeping, and the guy who's like, "Ah!" He starts sleeping too. As he's full of stab wounds and bleeding all over the place, he falls asleep. And then you hear a knock, and then out of the window, someone else falls onto the ground. He's like, you see just somebody who had nothing to do with this fall out the window, and then hit his neck on the ground and break his neck, and his body lies. And you hear like a yawning coming also from inside the wall somewhere as people, the whole block seems to fall asleep. And you've put everyone out. You're now not noticed anymore by anyone.
All right, there's an awkward pause. I look at Varel and go, all right, let's keep going. Let's go.
Oh, the poor guy who fell out the window.
I know.
His life is over.
Not my fault that dummy was standing there. It's his fault.
Yeah.
Don't stand by your open windows, you dipshit.
Waving a carpet at it or something. Hey, what's going on?
It's a good thing you cast it at second level, or you might not have got everybody.
You're probably right.
Yeah, so you continue on through Haunter's Blush. And then you get to the 26th block, you start to see 26 sentries up on buildings. These streets are a little more quieter as you make your way to the 26th block.
All right. Varel, we're almost there.
So you're heading to Monsoon Cabbage?
Yes.
Right?
Correct. The base.
Okay. So you get to the main entrance where you see that big guy usually stands by the door. And again, you see all the cars that are piled up by the building, forming a sort of barricade around this part of town. The guy at the front door sort of has, as he's standing there at the gate, he looks at you. She doesn't look so good.
Job's done. We must speak to Cabbage.
Cabbage usually isn't available during the day. You should take her to see the doctor.
Hope.
Who's the doctor?
Dr. Dickles. He's our man.
Yeah, but
It's just 2 blocks to the south there.
No,
You'll
but
find him.
look at her. She needs one of her own. She needs Cabbage.
She looks like she needs a doctor to me.
Okay.
Don't worry, he's our doctor. He doesn't work for other people.
I'm gonna cast
That's what Monsoon would send her to Dr. Dickles.
And I'll put my hand over to Nash's sack and unwrap it and turn around with the head and put it up to him and be like, Cabbage would like to know now.
All right, come in. He steps aside, motions for you to go in.
Nice.
I really think she should go see Dr. Tickles.
Noted.
All right, so you make your way through into the protected area. You see the sentries above and on second floors peering out the window as you walk into the main entrance. You walk into the main entrance of the place, and there's lots of 26 gang members with 26 tattoos on their faces and these exotic sort of punk-looking haircuts. And they're sitting on couches. Some of them are eating breakfast. Some of them are just lazing about. And they sort of look up at you. Everyone kind of stops what they're doing and sort of looks up at you.
Keep walking to the elevator.
Yep.
Okay. You walk to the elevator, and then you see from around the corner, you see 43 Carnage. And he walks, yo. You can't just storm in here, man. What's going on with her? Why you bring her here?
We need to see Cabbage. Now.
He looks around. I say, all right. Boom. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to take you upstairs, okay? I'm going to go get Cabbage. Just you go up. I'll go get him.
Thank you.
And then he walks back towards this area in the back of the room. You see there's a lot of couches and stuff like that, but you notice one of his gang members pulls up a trap door, and then he sort of gets onto a ladder and slides down out of view as the elevator closes, and there's buttons that say 1, 2, and 3 in the elevator.
All right, press 3.
Okay. Certainly. So the elevator kicks into motion. And it opens up to the 3rd floor. You're again back in Cabbage's sort of main room where you first met him. There's no sunlight spilling into this room. There are artworks leaning up all against the wall and hanging off of it. There are candelabras. There's the large table that you sat at, and lots of cushions all around that, and the big hookah that was there before. And as you step off the elevator into the room, the elevator closes and goes and starts to move back down as it's been called to the first floor.
I'll walk over to that table that was kind of in the middle and set Hope down and pass her, kind of cradle the head in her lap. And well done, Hope. You're a warrior.
Hope will drowsily open her eyes and reach out with her right hand and pet the head of the dead lizard and smile a little up at Varel and Nash.
You pet the dead lizard.
You pet the head of the dead lizard.
Oh, Hope is the best, man. I freaking love it.
While you do that, let's check in with Stanley. So Stanley, you've walked all the way to Charlemagne's. You're now standing out front. You've collected about 80 people total. So people just kind of have heard about the free drinks and added on. There's a lot of people in Trashburg Basic, men and women. They're all very interested. You keep fielding questions about, will the new sewers provide us with we'll be able to drink beer out of it? Will we have beer on tap?
Well, no. The new sewers are designed to drain the colanders on the side of the road, drain down underground, and take care of the waste that can sometimes pile up on the side of the roads there.
Are you saying that? Excuse me. My name is I'm Brock.
Yes, Brock.
Nice to meet you. You're handsome, by the way. Hello.
Oh, why, thank you, Brock. That's very kind of you to say.
I have a question for you.
Yes.
Will we be able to shit in the toilet now and have the shit in the sewers so it can be taken away instead of on the street? It's very unsanitary.
Naturally it is, and that is a major concern of ours. There are many concerns to this town. I mean, I think everybody here would agree that we have a wonderful start to something, and it is my goal.
You hear in the background, enough with the talking, nerds. Make free drinks in the crowd.
Fair enough. I promise drinks. We want drinks. Let's get the drinks. I will head behind the bar to start.
Okay, so you open up, everyone follows in. The din of loud, enthusiastic conversation. The people you initially charmed are definitely staying around you very closely.
Yeah.
And they're just standing there and they take their drinks and they're just looking at you with their eyes bright and going, so tell us where you're from, Stanley. You're such a magical person. Yes, tell us where you're from and tell us whose family are you a part of. Do you know the principal?
We have traveled far. We've seen many places. Most recently, we just got back from a little stint over in Pristine. We have now made our way here, and me and my companions were looking for settlements with which we can bring something new and something fresh to. Cheers, by the way. You know, a cheers and improving it. And, we'll
so tell me, Stanley, are you going to run for mayor? Mayor Tunkeles Herman has been mayor for almost a decade. We need some fresh blood, and I like your ideas. I'd vote for you for mayor of Trashburg. Yes, here. Let's make this man the mayor. He gives out free drinks. We never get anything for free.
Well, I do believe that it is about time for that to change. I mean, free is good, right?
Free is excellent. We should all take care of each other. Stanley, what are your plans to provide more power and electricity to the buildings? We know that the castle has it. We should have some too.
Well, I would agree. I think we can all benefit from a bit more mutual sharing between what the castle has and what you have. After all, you are the ones who run the factory, right?
Right, that's right. We do all the work. We should get a bigger share of what's produced from it.
You absolutely should. You put in the effort. You should reap at least some of the benefit.
Then one of them looks up and says, "Are you sure it's okay that we speak this way, Stanley? We might be killed."
Well, keep in mind, right now, we're just having a friendly drink at Charlemagne's. For now, let these be simply ideas that we can carry forward to future discussions. It'll be between us for now, but understand these are my goals for all of you, and we should all endeavor to work towards them.
So I have to ask you, are you making any plans to leave, or are you going to continue to entertain them for as long as possible?
I'm not going to. No, until they start to disperse on their own, I would stay.
How long
Even
does
though
your
I
spe-
have
How long does your spell last?
the actual enthrall is 1 hour.
Okay, so we'll check back with you in an hour's game time. So you continue to enter. We could do this all day, but you continue to entertain the troops, or the citizens of Trashburg that you've collected. Very good. Back to you, Varel.
Hope and Nash.
Hope and Nash. I wanted to say Stanley that whole time. I'm like, that isn't right.
No, you just talked to him.
All right, so you're in Monsoon Cabbage's room. The elevator kicks into gear, and then you see the form of Monsoon cloaked. His gray skin and purple red eyes peering out. Sort of shows his teeth. He's got his horns. And he's alone in the elevator. And the elevator opens up. And he steps out and he's like, "Why do you come so soon? Why are you? Hope. Oh no, Hope." And he sort of rushes over, kind of floats over in this weird way. And he bends down on a knee and looks at you and he says, "What happened to you?" Can she not speak? What happened to her?
Not well.
Why is she...
Let's just say, I mean, this is going to sound like we're blaming her, but she fired a thing and it was bad. She got really hurt.
Finished Blanc Oliver.
Yes, thank you, Varel. That's a better way of putting it. Blanc Oliver's dead, but she almost died in the process, and we need to fix her now.
I've sent for Dr. Dickles. He will come here since you brought her here. But we may have to move her to that facility.
What Dickles facility?
Yes. I am no doctor. We don't have much in the way of medicine here, but we're gathering 43 Carnage has explained to me what's happened, and we're gathering the resources to help take care of her. Blanc Oliver, you say you've killed him.
It is done. You can see the evidence.
Where is it? Where is it? Oh, it's in her lap. She picks up the cloth, Stanley's cape, and is it covered, or did you uncover it? Because she was.
No, I uncovered it to show the doorman.
Oh, so you just clearly see it. And he looks at it. He goes, "Oh." He smiles. Finally, and he picks up the head and sort of looks at it like he's going to talk to it. "You have much to tell me." And then he stands up sort of to full height, seems taller than he usually is. And so you didn't really gut anything from the inside, right? Of the head? You just cut the head off and that's it?
Yeah.
Okay, so he reaches his fingers in to the neck area, the opening, and he, with effort, starts clawing through on the inside and like pulls the brain out. It's like he starts just excising it right there. And he throws it on the ground. He starts emptying it with his fingers like it's a pumpkin. He's taking everything out and clawing it.
Good Lord, man.
He's cleaning it.
I've seen stuff. I've seen things, but never like this. Disgusting.
This is just brain and like blood and fatty tissue and things of that nature just hitting the floor. The elevator begins to kick into action again. Or me. It's not the sound, it's the me sound. Is He's like, "I will retreat to my study and do what I have to do there." And then he waits by the elevator, and then you see a man in a white coat, the stethoscope, and he's got bald head, and his hair is wild. You know, these kind of weird glasses, but they have like, they're not quite goggles, but not quite glasses. They have several different frames on them, and there's like these little pieces of gears and engineering on either side. And Monsoon looks to him and says, "Dr. Dickles will take care of what needs to be done in order to fix and cure Hope. I will return to check on your progress."
I'll bend down to Hope during this moment and be like, "He's leaving. Is there anything you need to say to him?
No. Just make the pain stop.
Very good.
And Monsoon gets in the elevator, and as he gets in the elevator, from his pocket, he sort of takes out a knife and he cuts down the one side of the head of Blunk Oliver, and he just so he can kind of maybe loosen it up. And as he descends, he takes the head of Blunk Oliver and puts it on his own. And as he puts it on his own, the eyes pop out, and Blunk Oliver's horns sort of pierce through it. He begins wearing it, and you just see him sort of descend as he puts on Blunk Oliver's head.
Why not?
Yeah, why not indeed? Good lord.
And Dr. Dickles approaches and goes, Who's the pretty lady? She doesn't look like she's in good shape. I'm Mick. He reaches his hand out to Nash.
I'll take it. I'll take it. Shake it.
Okay. I'm Mick. What's your name?
My name is Nash Maggard of the Solar Mines. This is Varel.
A goofy name.
Well,
sorry. But I'm Mick, and who's the big lizard friend?
his name is Varel. But we don't have time for these introductions. She's dying. Fix her.
Hello, Varel. Hello, Varel. Hello. Hi.
How do you do?
I guess this one doesn't shake. Okay, and you little lady, what's your name?
Hope.
Okay, and he sort of looks around. He's like, "Is there a stool in here? I can't really sit on a pillow and do my work." And he looks around. He sees, "Oh, this'll do." And he sees sort of a little table, pulls it up, sits next to you. He takes out a stethoscope, and he sort of clears some, and he puts it on your chest, Hope. And he's like, "Okay, I'd like you to take a deep breath and then hold it, please." And as he does that, he sort of so tell me, there's the good news is there doesn't appear, I'm listening, there doesn't appear to be any liquid or foreign objects in your lungs, so that's good. Okay, so well, tell me, Hope, where does it hurt?
Everywhere. My left side.
Okay. And he just sort of takes your left arm and he just lifts it up and he's like, "How does that hurt?" It hurts a lot. Ooh, that one hurts. He takes it and he rests it back on the table. He's like, "We don't want that dangling." Where else does it hurt? It hurts on your left arm. Your chest probably hurts quite a bit. We got to get those out. We have to get those out.
You are a doctor, right? Says Nash.
I am a doctor. I'm day in, day out. I'm fixing up those 26 gang members. They're getting into trouble all the time. Well, your leg that doesn't look very good. And he sort of lifts up your leg.
And then Hope will bring her right arm into her mouth and she'll bite really hard.
Okay, and so the left side, I see probably here. He sort of looks up and he takes out a hammer from his little toolkit, and one of those little hammers. He hammers on your horn.
He's hammering on her horn.
and Hope's still biting her arm and just.
Well, it's bad news. Bad news, I'm afraid. In order to make a more accurate diagnosis of what's happening here, I have to take her back to my office for an X-ray. You guys know what an X-ray is?
Jesus Chrome, Varel. This guy's whacked.
He starts twitching.
I'm a little concerned. I don't think I trust him. I say to Varel.
We don't have.
No. I've been practicing medicine for 40 years, young man.
Well, are you
Don't you start disrespecting me. I'm trying to save your friend.
Are you still practicing, or what? Do you actually know what you're doing?
Yeah, I've got a guy right now back in my office for taking the cyst out of his butt. I mean, I was in the middle of doing that when you called me over here.
If she dies, you die.
Oh, yes, of course. I've almost never lose patience. It'll be fine. I mean, sometimes, it's your time to go, but I'll do everything I can.
We're losing patience. Let's go.
All right, so can you bring her back to my office for an X-ray, please?
Yes.
Very well. Nash.
Okay.
Yeah.
Your shoulder friend may not be useful in Dickles.
Oh
And
shit.
Dr. Mick Dickles walks to the thing and pushes the button.
I forgot about that.
I'll scoop up Hope while still kind of listening in and talking to Nash as I turn and keep my attention on him, and I'm giving him an eye, being like,
Yeah, and as he mentions it, you feel like little tiny hands clutching the cloth and your shoulder, pinching in kind of deep. She's mentioned Dr. Dickles to you before
Right.
as having been seen in the Pixie Blush laboratory.
I'm gonna whisper as quietly as I can. Pod. Maybe you should stay here. Stay invisible. Stay out of sight.
I'm not going anywhere.
If you go in there with us, there may be. This may be bad.
We should kill him.
Well, maybe we will, but we've got to save Hope first, and you need to stay out of vision.
All right, well, we're gonna get Hope fixed up, and then we're gonna kill him.
That's possibly that might be in the cards, but don't get too excited yet. We've got to take care of this first.
Who are you talking to there, Nash? What's going on over there?
Nobody. I hear voices. F off and let's get the girl over there. Let's go.
All right. Well, the elevator opens up. He's like, "Bring her in. Bring her in. Let's go. Let's go."
I bring her in.
All right.
You step in. Everyone steps in. He pushes one, and the elevator goes back down. And you hear really quietly in your ear, Nash. I'm going to kill him.
Okay.
You're gonna help me.
I told you I would. I told you I'd help, but we have to save
Why are you whispering? Why are you whispering over there? Share it with the rest of us.
Well, are you a psychiatrist? Oh, you're not? You just do physical shit? Well, shut the hell up, damn it, and save our friend.
And as you do this, you open up to the first floor, and all the 26 gang members look at you guys arguing. They're not sure what to do. You exit out, and Dr. Dickles leads the way to the exterior once again. And the guy at the front door is like, I told you, should have taken him to Dr. Dickles. But
You have a very pleased boss.
Next time, listen to me. I know I just guard the door, but I know a thing or two. You know? Anyways, boom. And you guys walk out, and you make your way to just a block away, basically. It's not too far down the road. There's this building. It's got a big red plus on it, and it says painted in some kind of paint, Dr. Dickles, up on top above it. Dr. Dickles opens up the door and says, everybody in, everybody in. And you make your way in, and you enter into this waiting room. There's about 12 or 13 people in there, Trashburg Basic style. They're all like, and one person's eyes are all red. You see a guy with a, there's a woman at the desk.
Wait. We see a guy with a, what is that?
He's like, he looks like, he looks super cold.
Oh. I got you. It's like he's sick. Okay.
And you sort of see a bunch of people in the waiting room. And he walks up to the desk and he says, Edith. Yes, Dr. Dickles. Is room 1 free? No, Dr. Dickles. You didn't finish with Sammy. He's still in there. He's like, oh, crap. Well, there's no time. Let's come on with me. We're going to room 1. And then so you guys make your way down a quick hallway, open up into a room, and there's a table there. And on the table, lying butt in the air with his butt out, is a 26 gang member. And there's like a blowtorch that's been left on. And you see like cysts have been burning on it. He's like, see, I told you I've been helping this gentleman with his cysts. Sammy, we're going to have to finish up another time. I have a more important client, the patient at the moment. He's like, oh man, these really hurt, man. You sure you just can't finish burning them off my butthole right now? He's like, no. We'll reschedule. So Sammy gets up, sits down, pulls his shirt down, and sort of walks out, closes the door behind him. And then he lays Hope on the same table that Sammy had his butt up in the air on. So it looks like an actual, bed. It's comfortable it's raised up, sort of everyone's waist level. Okay. Well, I wanted to take an X-ray. Does anyone object to X-rays? They can irradiate you.
Well, how old are these? How old your technology?
He puts this thing up. He's like, "Oh, it's very old. It was found somewhere, but it's really, really useful. I mean, once you figured out how to get it working, you can tell what's going on in a person's body. I'll show it to you."
Let's take a look at it first. Quickly.
He's like, "Oh, all right." He's
Tumor
like, well,
laden Nash, very concerned about X-rays.
That's why.
he reaches into a cupboard and he takes out this sort of little joystick and it's got a big red button on it. And he goes, and he clicks it. "All right, all done." And then he walks over to his room in the back. And then he comes back out with this black paper that has like all of your skeletons on it. Apparently, he X-rayed the whole room. And he looks, and he's like, "Oh, what a majestic skeleton you have, Vorel." And then he kind of furrows his brow and he looks. He's like, "What's wrong with Nash? I think this is you. Look at that.
There's shit all wrong with me. Take care
What's
of her.
wrong with what's that thing in your chest?
It's my heart.
It doesn't
just
But your heart's not supposed to show up on an X-ray."
listen, Dick Tickles. We need to take care of her, not me. I'm not the patient. I'm fine. I'm breathing normal.
Right.
Nothing hurts on me. Talk to
Okay,
her.
okay. Well, I just have to zoom and enhance on this X-ray because I did it takes it of the whole room. I haven't figured out how to do it smaller. So he reaches into a drawer, takes out a magnifying glass, and he's like, "Enhance." He's like, I see where the problem is. And he gets up and he's like, "Look at this, Nash. Look at her arm."
What? To explain what I'm looking at here. I don't know what this is.
It's her bones.
Hers?
The X-ray shows me your bones, and I can see your bones. So I can see if there's a problem with your bones.
So she has broken bones. Mend them.
I said bones a lot.
Yeah.
Bones.
If you say bones again, I'm
You're
gonna
half
Take
Nash.
take the magnifying glass and check out her skeletal structure.
Oh, I wish Stanley was here for that little comment. Look, just fix her. I don't care what you found. If it's wrong, fix her. That's why we're here. You're the doctor.
Well, okay. You guys are gonna have to take a seat, I think, to hear this. Hope, are you listening?
Tell me standing.
Can you take a seat too, Hope? You can't take a seat. You're lying down. We're gonna have to cut it off.
Cut what off?
Her left arm, and her left leg too. It's all coming off. There's no way to save it. Look at the X-ray. Her bone is shattered in a million pieces. It won't heal properly. There's no magic that can cure it. And trust me, I know a cleric who believes very deeply in Jesus Chrome, and she'll be helping me with the healing process, but she will not be able to heal shattered bones. What did she get hit with? There looks like there's 100 or 200 pieces of metal, shrapnel. Was it a grenade? Doesn't even do this much. And I've dealt with a few grenade hits. Let me tell you, it's not very pleasant at all. It takes a lot of work. This is gonna take me like 8 hours.
What other
So
choice?
you guys ready? We have to do it now.
Is there any choice? There's no choice. It's the alarm or nothing.
He pulls out a drawer, and then he has this little handsaw that he pulls out. It looks like a chainsaw. He puts it on the table. It's got a plug, and he looks at the plug, and the wires are frayed on it. He's like trying to make the wires connect in the frame. No, I mean, no. There's nothing I can do. The bone's shattered. Look, it's already inflaming. Her arm is completely swollen. She can't move it. She'll never be able to stand on that leg again. It's shattered in 1,000 pieces.
Hope.
What did she get hit with?
What? Take it off.
Oh, jeez. All right. You got to take it
so
off.
I'm going to need some help.
Varel, I don't know if I can watch this.
No, I'm going to need some help. Now, as tough looking as this mighty young woman looks, it hurts when you get your parts cut off. So
you don't have anything to deaden the pain?
Well, I'm gonna need you to help hold her down. I do have some anesthetic, and we can put her under. But I'm gonna have to cut it off, and she's still gonna feel it.
I feel a weird gripping on my shoulder. Should I be feeling that?
Sure.
Because I think what it is Pod thinks that they're going to give Pixie Blush to this guy for the surgery. So I'm going to ask him. I'm just going to ask. What do you put her down with? What do you put her to sleep with?
I don't know. I've got this morphine.
Oh,
I think
that's fine.
I think it's morphine. I don't know. I bought it from a trader from Principal City. He called it morphine, I think. I don't know. Right. But it was a trick. Puts people to sleep. But I don't know if it'll put her to sleep while I'm cutting her limbs off. We'll have to give her a lot. But it's like, okay, it's decided. He gets out a drawer, pulls out a container with some clear liquid in it. He gets out a syringe, and he goes, spits on the end of it, and he takes the cloth out, and he wipes it with the cloth. There, all clean. He starts pulling it out. He's like, can you, Varel, you look like you're handy with the blade. Can you just test out that chain blade, make sure it's working okay while I put her under?
I'll put Mawstorm propped against the wall in the corner, away from the door, and head over to the blade and pick it up and press the button.
Okay, and Hope, he comes up to you and he's like, and he just sort of brushes your hair aside a bit and squeezes and puts in some of the morphine. He says, "Now, before you fall asleep, Monsoon told me to do whatever I can to help you, help fix you so that you can walk again. So I just want you to know, we've sent a message out to my friend Metal Mandy, and we're gonna take good care of you. Okay, Hope? Okay.
Make it stop.
You're gonna be better than what you were." And you see his face laughing as you pass out. That's what you see on your way out. Okay, Varel. Just can you pass me the blade, the saw?
Pass it to him.
Okay. Puts it on the table. He's like, all right. Nash, can you go into that drawer and get me? There's like an X-Acto blade in there. I need that.
All right, I'll go grab it. Pull it out.
Okay.
Is this it? I hold it up.
Yep, that's the one. You got it there.
All right. Here.
No, not blade first. Pass it with the handle, please.
He's like my mom. All right, here. I flip it around the other way.
Okay, takes it. All right. And he picks out his a cloth out of his pocket again. He goes, and he spits it. And then he looks and he's like, can you go into that drawer over there, Nash, and get me, there's some whiskey in there.
Yeah. I'll go get it, bring it back. Is this for you
All
or
right.
her?
Well, it's for both of us.
You can't drink and perform surgery like this.
Just get it for me, you old crank. Come on.
I begrudgingly walk over and get it and bring it back.
All right, and he takes it off and he bites off the cap and he takes a swig. Something for me, and then he pours it on Hope's arm, starts washing it down. All right, can you guys hold her down now while I do this?
What about the morphine? Did you give her morphine? I can't remember.
I did.
Oh, you did. Okay. All right.
And you just hold her down just in case. She may kick and move and make my job hard. And he begins the process of cutting her skin lower in a certain spot, lower towards her elbow. And as he cuts in the circle, he cuts down these strips lengthwise, and he peels back the skin, exposing the muscle in her arm. And he's like, okay, now for the blade.
Varel has the blade.
Give it to me, please, Varel.
No, pass it over.
Okay. And he goes, and he lowers the blade onto her arm and begins. He gets stuck and it's fighting. He's like, oh shit! He starts banging her arm. Blood is splatting everywhere, all over his glasses. He puts up his arm. He changes his glasses configuration. He's like, oh, quick, Nash! I forgot. Get me a bucket. Get me a bucket.
Where the hell's the bucket? What do you mean give you the bucket? Where are the buckets?
In the cupboard.
What
Go
cupboard?
Get the bucket.
What cupboard? What cupboard? Wait, where?
On the back wall. On the back wall. Get the cupboard.
This is the worst freaking doctor's office I've ever been in. I storm over there to try to find it. I fumble through some shit and find it. Is this the bucket?
Yeah, make a dexterity check, please.
Okay. Really a horrible hospital. Dexterity check of 7.
Okay, so you kick it to the ground and kick it over, and just as the arm splits off, the bone, poof, and it falls into it catches the arm into the bucket, and Hope's arm is now like, bloop, 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 and she's seeping blood. He's like, oh, what do I do here again? Oh, shit.
Stop the bleeding. What are you doing? You're crazy. Stop the bleeding.
He runs over and he like grabs a bunch of cloth and he's like pours alcohol on it and he's like, okay, I gotta make a thing. Do you guys have there's a blowtorch. Pass me the blowtorch on the thing.
Holy shit.
Pass it to him.
Alright, you toss it over, make a dexterity check, please. And I'll make one as well.
Natural 20.
Okay, it's a good throw, but he's like, whoa, 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 and bing, 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 it falls onto the ground, and he's like, oh, and it slides in the corner, he runs over. Meanwhile, Hope is bleeding profusely. He's like, okay, I think this is how it goes, just hang on. And he takes the folds of skin that he cuts up, and he sort of begins covering them over top of your stump. Now, he's cut you very close to the shoulder. Like, he cut the skin towards the elbow, but he's cut at the arm, so your entire left arm is gone. So you can't see this, Hope, but I'm just letting you know what's going on with your character. And he covers up the stump and he begins melting the skin on your arm in order to close it all up. He's burning, the skin is bubbling and melting, blood is everywhere, and it takes a good 5 or 10 minutes as he carefully he starts twitching at one point and the fire starts going everywhere. He recovers and then eventually the bleeding begins to stop and he's wiping it. He's pouring whiskey on it. He's taking a swig of whiskey. He changes the lenses in his glasses and then it stops bleeding, and then he begins bandaging it. He's like, now for the leg. They're starting to be tipsy a bit. Do any of you want to try?
I can cut.
Oh, good. I'm starting to feel like a little lightheaded. Here, take the X-Acto knife, Pharrell.
Oh,
I want you.
The worst doctor
and he
ever.
gets Nash. Can you get me scissors?
Yeah,
Please get me scissors.
I'll get you some damn scissors.
They're in the cupboard.
Nash could not be more annoyed with the conditions here. All right, so he goes over, finds scissors, brings them back. Are these clean?
Handles first.
They're not even clean.
I'll clean them. Handle first.
Fine, here.
And he goes, he spits on it and takes out his cloth. He's like, I'm not going to cut her with these. He goes to the pant leg of Hope's pants and starts cutting up alongside. Cuts it all the way up to the top. Flips open the pants, and then he reaches into his pocket. He pulls out his like an inkwell and a quill. He starts painting. He's like, okay, Nash or Varel, I want you to cut here so that we have some skin to work with and we can close it up. And he starts drawing where he wants you to cut it, and then we're going to use the saw and we're going to cut up here, and it's a place fairly close to her abdomen, pelvis area. I'm just going to cut most of the leg off. All right. And he takes a swig of his bottle and he goes, okay, Varel, you're up.
all right.
Medicine check, please.
Oh no.
Yeah, this is medicine, all right.
16.
All right. So you very carefully cut the epidermis. You've practiced at this from skinning animals that you catch. So cut the epidermis all around her thigh. And then you sort of break it and separate it. And having watched what he had done, you do the little cuts on the side so you can fold back the skin, exposing muscle and flesh. And there's like fatty tissue, and you have to like cut a little bit because the fatty tissue is connected to the muscular. Fold back the skin, and he's like, very good. You're a natural at this. Do you have a job, sir? Do you want to come work with me, Varela? We'll make you a doctor. Yes. You're natural.
I've skinned many animals.
Well, it's kind of the same thing, really. Okay, I'll get the saw.
Grab the saw.
Pick it up. All right. You saw how I did it. Now you just gotta press the button and push down. And be careful not to be too savage with it. We want to make sure everything heals nicely, so it's got to be a straight cut. Okay. All right. Whenever you're ready. Nash, come hold Hope down just in case she wakes up in the middle of this. You never know.
All right, I'll come over and hold her arms, her
Okay.
shoulders down or something, so she won't move.
Okay. All right, Varel. Medicine check.
10.
Okay. So you begin cutting, and the blade slips a little bit. You're having a hard time with it. And Dick goes, whoa, 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 not so aggressive, not so aggressive. Lift up the blade, lift up the blade. Now look at me. Careful, you're an artist. An artist, right? Think of it that way. An artist of butchery. Close your eyes, take a deep breath. Okay, try again. Roll another medicine check.
I will use my long stored DM inspiration. Long ago. Natural 20.
Nice.
Boom! This time you got it right. You were patient. Music plays din, 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 as a montage of you shaving away muscle and flesh and bring it down. You don't get the blade caught once on the bone. You gently work the bone, eroding away at the what's inside of it? The sponge, the bone sponge, marrow. There you go. Inside
Sponge.
The
Oh, it is a
sponge.
sponge-like substance, but it's not a sponge.
Yeah.
As you go through the marrow, out the other side, and the bucket's still down there, so the leg just sort of slides off, and blood just like everywhere. There's bleeding all over the bed, and he's like, "Okay, this is where I come in. I lift up the rest of her thigh, was left of it anyway." And then he starts closing it up, and he starts using the flame to melt her skin and melt the epidermis together to form some kind of natural thing. He's like, I think this is okay. I'm pretty sure this is how you do it. But if not, it'll be fine. It'll be fine. We'll fix it after. This is the main part. We have to get rid of that. And as like the leg, slides down, you see that her bone on the other side is like shattered in a million pieces. It's like jello, basically. And after an hour of this, performing surgery with Dr. Dickles, everyone's emotionally spent. He's like, okay, now we have to get to work removing all the shrapnel. So who's the most dexterous among you?
The one that isn't here. So
Can you get him? We're going to need somebody with very nimble fingers to make sure we don't want to get any infections, so we're going to have to get all the pieces out from her body.
Well, his lizard hands are too big, and mine are covered in boils and sores. It'll
We have
end
to
up.
get Stanley.
Yeah, we have to get Stanley.
Can one of you go and fetch Stanley for me, please?
I'll go get him. Varel, you stay here. I'll get Stan. I don't know where Stanley is. Did he tell us where he was going with those people?
You heard him say
Yeah.
it's free drinks at Charlemagne's. You
Oh,
heard it
all
from-
right. I'm going to check Charlemagne's. If he's there, I'll bring him back.
All right. So you exit out the building back into the hot air. You were in the hot office with no ventilation. Now you're in the hot air, the sun bearing down upon you. You're sweating from hard work. It's about 11 o'clock. You make your way down to Charlemagne's without a vent, and you see that there's a loud din of conversation coming from the inside of Charlemagne's.
Okay. I'll walk in. See what's up.
You walk in, and you see you walk in, you see there's tons of Trashburg citizens inside. They're all drinking. They're going, for he's a jolly good fellow. They're all like dancing, not dancing, but just moving around, full of energy and excitement in here. And at the center of it all, Stanley, arms crossed, engaging with the community.
All right. I'll make my way over to him.
Nash, my friend, ladies and gentlemen, Nash Maggot of the Solar Mines, who I have told you all about, one of my closest comrades in this adventure.
Wow, you're friends with Stanley Billings. This man, I'd love to be this man's friend. You should count yourself lucky. And one of the drunken Trashburg guys says, and a lady sort of leans over to you, Nash, and go, do you know if he's single? Is he seeing anybody?
To Stanley, she says that?
To you.
Oh, to me about Stanley.
Yeah, Stanley's single.
Technically, he's double, but that's a long story.
Does that mean he's with somebody?
No, it's an inside joke for us as a team. Don't worry about it. I'm very young. But what's happening here? What are you people? What are you doing here?
Are you directing it at the people or at Stanley?
The lady who's talking to me.
Stanley's got Stanley Billings. He's the proprietor of a sewage company who's visited town to do some appraising to get us a new sewage system. But now that he's spoken with us, he's overcome with this great desire to run for city mayor, and we would all back him.
All right. I look up.
We like him. Free drinks, right, Stanley?
How far is Stanley
That's
from
right.
me? Is she right? He's right here with us.
Yeah, you're in the same circle, but she's just sort of whispering to you, and while Stanley's like talking with someone else, there's a lot of, there's a circle of like 8 people. You know how the din of conversation is.
Yeah.
People are in a circle, they're talking. There's people all behind you. You've cut your way through. They're mainly infatuated, all of them, with Stanley.
Okay. Well, it's going to dawn on me what he's doing, and I'm going to look at him and go, sewage company, and smile and nod my head, and then kind of shake it off and go, Stanley, I need you. Come here for a minute. I need a word.
Yes. Excuse me, everybody. One moment. I'm gonna just lean in.
Yeah, lean in. We have a problem. As you know, Hope got horribly injured, and we've got her over at Dick Stickles, and he needs he needs somebody with more dexterity than either I or Varel have. You're kind of our only hope. No pun intended. So can you get over there? Come with me now. We got to take care of this. She's gonna die if we don't hurry.
One moment, Nash.
All right.
Everybody, listen up. Try and get everybody's attention.
Everybody looks to you, smiles on their faces, drinks in hand, going.
Grab one more round, and then I'm afraid we're going to have to reconvene at another time. I am needed. I don't mean to be a braggart myself, but I do dabble a little bit in medicine, and it turns out my medical expertise is now needed as well. So I'm going to have to make my way over there. We're closing the bar, but one more round before we go. Let's all make our way out of here.
He's amazing. I know. They're all super infatuated with you. They all smile and look at you. Some of them move towards the bar. Are you leaving the area, or are you?
I figured, seeing as we're responsible for this place and leaving a bunch of people who've been told free drinks alone in it is not a good idea. I'm going to usher everybody out and then make my way over there.
Okay. Well, and so on the way out, this whole process is going to take about 10 minutes. They ask you questions like, when will you next be convening for a meeting? Is the main one that gets asked a lot. Are you going to tell them anything?
I'm not sure. We're working on refurbishing this place. Charlemagne, I'm afraid, has left town, but he has left it to me and my comrades. We're working on getting it back up and running to be an even better place for you. Make sure you check back. We'll let you know as soon as we're back open.
Okay. So the whole process takes about 10 minutes, but everyone leaves very willingly because your main audience is very charmed by you, and everyone sort of follows their suit. Like when you're just like, it's time to leave, take your drink and go. Some people are like, oh man. And then you don't have to, chastise them. Your enthralled people are like, no, he has to go. He's very important. They sort of help support you in ushering everyone out. You don't have to do that much work. Within about 10 minutes, the place is emptied.
All right, Nash, let's go.
All right. Let's go.
Quickly.
All right, so you hustle your way down to the 26 block territory, and Nash shows you where Dr. Dickles is. You enter the waiting room. There's still people in there. And Edith, the secretary, motions for you guys to go in. You walk into room 1, and you see Varel standing with a saw in his hand. He's completely covered in blood. You see Hope on a table with no arm and no leg, because Nash didn't tell you about any of this. And she doesn't have the horn either. She's got no left arm, no left leg, and this is your first meeting, I believe, with Dr. Dickles. And he's like, "Oh, thank God you're here. They say you got good fingers, and I need a man with some good fingers."
Good lords, what the hell happened in here?
It's a long story, but he's the doctor. Wink, wink. We need to do what we can to help her. It's the best we have. He's the only
So
one
the
in
last
town.
little bit of surgery we have to conduct here. What's your name?
My name is Stanley Billings, and who are you?
And he reaches out his hand. It's covered completely in sort of dried blood. He's like, I'm Dr. Mick Tickles.
Great. What did you need me for?
You guys don't shake hands where you're from? You're, okay, well, we need you. So your friend here, Hope, she's taken a lot of damage, a lot of shrapnel in her face, neck, chest, and there's a lot of work getting her arm and her leg off, and I'm not feeling particularly up to it. I just need someone with some dexterous fingers who can concentrate on. We need to pull them all out so she doesn't get infected.
All right. I will go over, prestidigitate my hands, make a sterile environment to operate in.
Here, you'll need these, and he gives you some tweezers. He's like, "Oh wait," he spits on it, and then he wipes it off with a bloody cloth he has in his pocket. And he's like, "Here you go."
Take them, prestidigitate those.
They're very clean now.
Amateurs. And then I will kneel down and start removing shrapnel.
Okay, medicine check, please.
That is going to be a 20, not natural.
Okay, so the process of removing all the shrapnel will probably take 4 to 8 hours. We'll say 4. That's a wide range.
Oh, I thought you said 48 hours. Gosh damn.
No, 4 to 8 hours.
Okay.
There's a lot of shrapnel to remove. And also, once the shrapnel's removed, Dr. Dickles is sort of looking, inspecting, and then he'll clean the wounds after he checks your work and makes sure he's gotten all the metal out that he can see. And he refers to his x-ray document, because you can kind of see all the metal pieces if he zooms and enhances with the magnifying scope. So this whole work process is going to take about 4 hours.
Okay.
Okay, so 4 hours goes by. We're now about 2 in the afternoon. And with that, you're done the work. Tired, sweaty. And,
Can I just sort of knowing that while it is not a cure-all, it does help treat such things. Can I cast a light cure wounds over her once it's all done?
Yeah, so the cure wounds will help heal the stubs that she has.
Right.
So they're closed over. So that'll help close flesh and wounds. Like the broken bone would be too severe for the cure wounds to fix, but you can fix the flesh wounds. You can close up her cuts as you go on, or the cuts from the shrapnel. The scarring, however, remains. So I know, just for your benefit, Kristen, you'll have a scar on the left side of your face. You'll have neck scarring where like shrapnel has bit in, and as well during the process you've had to cut her shirt open. So it's a very medical environment, but you've had to cut it open. There's been shrapnel all down her chest, all the way down to her leg stump, and you've had to remove it. And there's scarring all down her body where there are burn marks and there are shrapnel entry points that have cut her open.
Okay, so I do cast cure wounds as once it's all done as kind of a final help heal up the wounds.
And part of this is she's now getting a rest, with the morphine and all that stuff. So Hope, you can actually consider yourself fully, you can take a long rest. Okay. You do have levels of exhaustion still from the damage and the medical procedure. We're going to give you...
Welcome to my world.
Yeah.
Get some levels of exhaustion all up in here.
Where's my exhaustion table? I have it somewhere. I just want to make sure I give the right amount. I can't find it. It's always on here, though.
What the heck?
Sorry, I know this is not good, but I keep this Dungeon Master screen handy for such things.
You're all good.
All right. We're going to say exhaustion level 3. So you're going to need some rest before you're fully able.
Okay.
Yeah. Cool. All right, but you are now stable. And, here it is, 3. So you'll have disadvantage on attack rolls and saving throws. Level 2, speed halved, and disadvantage on ability checks for 1. So that'll sort of be where you're coming from. However, the work's not done. Stanley, as you finish up, this woman walks in. She's got this big, heavy rucksack. Just as you get complete, she tosses it on the floor, and Dr. Dickles goes, "Oh, it's who I sent for. It's it's my good friend Metal Mandy." Metal Mandy, she's got like a army cap on, and there's some goggles on top of it. Heard you're looking for an engineer. Yes. Please meet everyone. Yeah, who are you? Who are you, weirdos?
Who you calling
My
a weirdo?
name is Stanley Billings. Pleased to meet you. Metal Mandy was your name?
Yeah, that's right. My name's Metal Mandy. It's a woman. She's wearing a tank top.
Oh, it is a
Got
woman.
some fatigues on. Yeah.
Okay.
My name is Metal Mandy. She's got a pretty low voice.
This here is Nash Magod of the Solar Mines and Vorel. And this here is Hope.
Yeah, she's the one that Monsoon wants fixed up. That's my understanding. Well, can we wake her up? Mick, can we wake her up? And Mick goes, oh, yes. He starts digging through the drawers. He's like, I think this will do it. He takes out this sort of jar and he pours it into his bloody cloth. He doesn't seem to have any new cloths. And he puts it under her nose. And Hope, you wake up. You're in excruciating amount of pain.
Damn it! I thought you were gonna stop this.
You go to lift up your arm, and it's like you feel like your arm is there because of phantom nerves, but to your horror, you find that there's no left arm. And you look down, and you have no left leg, and you're also naked on the table.
I'll like try and cover up my top.
He goes, excuse me, Metal Man. He's like, yeah, please cover her up. This is not a show floor. And Dr. Dickles goes and takes his bloody rag and opens it up and drapes it over you. He's like, I'm gonna go get another rag. I think I used that one quite a bit. I'll be right back.
Press the digitate the rag.
Oh, and the rag just goes bing, and it's clean and white.
What happened?
Well, now, I guess I'll, unless you guys want to tell her, maybe it'd be better coming from a friend. Metal Mandy sort of breaks her rucksack over to the table and starts taking parts out of it, these big metal pieces out of it.
Hope will watch it suspiciously.
You did well, Hope.
What?
You were injured. You asked to see Monsoon Cabbage. This was his gift to you. These capable, and I'll look at Nash and Stanley, capable medical folk attended to you.
Medical folk.
Thank you. I'll just sit there quietly.
What's with all the hardware?
Limbs.
What's all the hardware here for? What's this for?
Well, now, Monsoon, well, I guess it was Mick that sent the message, but I'm assuming if Mick's doing anything, it's because Monsoon wants it done. My name's Metal Mandy. I'm an engineer. I work at the refinery. Okay, and I'm highly sought after for my particular set of skills, which involves taking machinery and making it work on its own. You ever heard of a thing called robotics?
I'm familiar with the term.
Well, that's simple. It's just you make a machine and you make it move like it's a real part. I mean, folks all the time down in the refinery are losing their limbs because there's dangerous pieces. We just had there was a 7-year-old. He lost both his legs, so we put some tractor tires underneath him, and now he can wheel around the factory and get back to work. And he's happy. He's a kid. He's still happy. He's super excited to have little tractor tires. He's like a little tank man, and he loves it. You try telling him otherwise, you know. When he gets older, he's probably going to realize how sad it is that he can't have any kids. But, I don't know. I think it's fair trade. I like my machines. Anyways, hope you don't look like you're as badly off. But, well, we're going to put some new parts on you. What do you say to that?
Okay.
All right. Well, come on. It's going to take me a little bit of time. I've got to calibrate and sort this stuff out. So why don't you boys, you worked real hard, go get yourself some dinner or go relax or I don't know what. I'm probably going to need to be here at least for the rest of the night, and then we're going to have to get her to sleep. She's going to have to rest a little bit. All right? But she reaches into her bag and she pulls out an arm. She's like, look at this bad boy. She sort of points the arms at you, and she's kind of like, she has her hand at the end where it would probably hook onto you. She starts playing around with it, and the arms like waves at you. And then she's like, check this out. And then she sort of goes, and the arm opens up and a cannon shoots at her. It's like, I got you. I heard you like guns. Well, it's kind of like your birthday, little Hope. I've got some special toys for you. Anyways, get on out of here, boys. Leave me alone with Hope. We're going to take care of the rest.
Do you require protection? Is this place secure?
Oh, hell. If anyone comes in here, I'm going to kick their ass personally. Unless you're expecting some kind of trouble.
I doubt anybody would be attacking this far into 26 block territory. But if you do need any assistance, we would be happy to help.
No, I got it. This robotics thing. Either you know what you're doing and you don't. And honestly, I think probably Hope's probably not feeling like entertaining too much. Usually people want to be left alone after they lose their arms and legs and stuff like that. But you can come back after, I promise, and see her shiny new toys.
You gonna be okay, Hope?
Hope will just nod quietly. She's got a very, 20-yard stare going on.
Very good.
All right, I'll walk out.
Stanley, might I inquire for some cleaning before facing the street?
Oh, right. Sure. And prestidigitate both of them. And myself, I guess I'm probably also covered.
Oh, you gave it to Nash? That's nice of you.
Small technical note. I think Varel's microphone is currently off. I think we're picking it up on her mic.
Yeah, he is kind of quiet. That's true. We did hear you, but it's quiet.
Yeah. I think it's coming through hers because hers is loud and clear, and then it's almost like you're in the back room with her.
Did that help?
Oh, it totally fixed
Oh,
it.
it
Yeah.
did.
Okay,
There it
cool.
is.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Sorry, back to the thing.
No.
All right, so you exit out into the waiting room, and the door closes behind you as Hope and Metal Mandy get to work. And Hope, you'll be spending a large part of the day learning to use the machinery. It isn't even so much a matter of attaching it, but it's going to read your electrical impulses, and your machinery is going to obey it. As well as she'll be doing something for your horn, which is pouring some molten liquid in there and giving you the metal horn. Everyone will be able to see that very soon.
Ooh.
Yeah, molten
right,
liquid. It's just
so
the one horn,
she-
though?
so
Not both horns, one horn?
One horn broke, the left horn. Her left side got hit real hard. She had shattered bone in her arm, shattered bone in her leg, and a broken horn, as well as being shredded with shrapnel. Now, that means it's going to take a little bit more time before she's gotten a bit of rest, and the healing magic definitely helped make the healing process much faster. So normally she might have to be out for weeks before recovering from trauma like that, but this healing magic that Stanley provided is going to expedite the recovery process. However, you do have the 3 levels of exhaustion that you'll have to sleep off. So the rest of you move out into the waiting room, and Nash, as you walk out, I need you to make a dexterity save, please.
Okay. Oh, boy. What the hell could this be about? Okay. It is a 6.
All right, as you walk out, a guy leaning next to the wall waiting to be looked at just looks at you just to look at you, and then he just goes, ah! Phew! And a giant goober spray of goober stuff just covers you. And he's like, shouldn't have stood there, man.
Jesus, Chrome! You couldn't do it in your shirt or go the other direction? This is the worst doctor's office I've ever been in.
I never seen someone look like you. I had to look, and then I had to sneeze. Don't lose your mind.
What are you here for?
I don't know. It's just I'm itchy everywhere.
Well, shit. Whatever it is, you just coughed it on me, you a-hole. Out of my way.
You guys all make your way to the waiting room. I don't know where you're going or what you're doing. You're standing in the middle of the waiting room.
Who has my cape?
Oh. Wait. I don't know where your cape is.
It's probably on the ground in Monsoon Cabbage's main room. He dug out the brain out of Blunk Oliver's head and probably dropped it on the ground with everything else.
Right. That's it. We tell him that.
Great.
I mean, it was a bit of a rush. We're trying to save hope here, Stanley. It's not like we have all the time in the world to follow through on your cape.
We also no longer have the head, then, is what you're telling me.
He took the head. It was part of what he needed to then call his doctor, if you want to say doctor, and made all this happen so we could save hope. But he wanted the head, and we didn't tell you this, but he gutted it out, took all the brains and stuff out of it, and then put it on his own head, and then went up the elevator. It was a hell of a thing.
Well, I think we're going to need to go and meet with Monsoon Cabbage again sooner than later. I don't know if you want to do that while Hope's recovering, or if you want to wait. But I have questions based on what that lizard folk had to say before he died.
Can I get everyone to make an insight roll, please?
Yeah.
Add your insight modifier.
I got a natural 20. For a total of 24.
I got a 11.
It all suddenly occurs to you that Blood Ball practice started an hour ago.
Oh, I was aware.
He just didn't give a shit.
See Hope.
Yeah. It's bye, Hope. We got practice.
We gotta go play baseball now.
I'm not saying you have to go or anything. I'm just saying it all collectively enters your mind.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we just go, you guys were late for baseball, but we had to take care of Hope. There's no way we were going to play. Right?
It would be customary to honor Monsoon Cabbage's gift by arriving with Hope, functional and in tow, for our conversation.
I agree.
That's fair.
Then perhaps we make an innocent show of ourselves at Blood Ball, as though nothing has happened this morning. Also, gentlemen, I urge you both to become doctors if you have such great critiques. I saw nothing wrong in there. He was an expert skinner before he became too drunk, and I took over.
Typically in a medical professional, Varel, you don't have the people who brought the patient in finish the procedure for you.
I mean, so pause for a second just to make sure your character knowledge is in alignment. How many doctors has the three of you ever been to before?
Well, we had one on. We had a clinic and a couple of dudes on staff at the solar mines. And that's all.
Okay.
That's all I ever had.
I'm just saying, if you have a background that didn't, it was very much in the wastes or the wilds, you might not have.
I have a +1 to medicine, and it all comes from that experience. That's all.
Are you sure there was a clinic?
Yeah, there was like they had to take care of. They had to take care of sick people or injuries inside the mines. Yeah, because they wouldn't let us. Because they wouldn't let us leave.
I'm just checking to make sure. I'm not.
Yeah,
I'm not trying to call anyone on anything. I just want to make sure it all makes sense.
Yeah, they wouldn't let us.
Best I'd ever seen.
I feel like with my knowledge of the world that was, I would at least have a rough idea of what a doctor should do.
Okay.
Enough to at least know that that was not a good doctor.
Okay. Perfect. Varel disagrees with you.
That's fine.
The best I've seen.
Varel, we did half the work.
And if she was a beast of burden, she would have been put down. She would be lame. She was saved by this establishment.
Barely, but we're not out of the woods. I'm worried about infection. I'm worried about chronic issues that come after. We don't know if that hardware is going to work. Like, I'm not saying this may not all work out. It may work out fine, but our concern for her isn't over.
Nash, your concerns are exactly how I would describe you. An infection with chronic issues that's machinery doesn't work.
Touche, Stanley, touche. But the point is, until she's out of the woods, I'm not keeping my eye off any of those guys. That doctor's dead if she dies.
She seems to be doing well enough. We'll see how it goes.
Nash, can you assure me that your shoulder is burdened?
Oh. Let me check. And I don't know how to do it. Well, we all know that she's there, right? Everybody in the group knows? We all know.
She's invisible. They don't know.
Oh, they don't
You can
know.
feel her.
Okay.
You can feel her on your
Yeah, I
shoulder.
say, oh, my burden is still with me.
You're a small slap. Don't call me a burden.
It's not. I don't mean it as a pejorative. I just mean that you're just kind of it's a way of saying that you're here.
What's a pejorative?
It's not pejorative. It's pejorative, and I can't explain it right now.
When are we gonna kill the doctor?
It means a
Any
negative.
face
It means a negative comment. Okay.
We're gonna kill the doctor now.
We're gonna kill the doctor if. Yes, not now though. We need hope to live.
Okay, you said we're gonna kill the doctor a little bit louder. One of the patients that's next to you is kind of like, "Is that you?"
No. We're gonna peel the doctor, is what I said, sir. I realize that doesn't make sense, but
Deception check, please.
I'm gonna try to deceive with. I'm going to peel the doctor. All right. Gosh.
Yeah, I meant to
dang
say
it.
peel the doctor, not kill the doctor.
makes
It
perfect
is gonna be.
I peeled the doctor yesterday. What did you do?
Oh, +4. I have a good one on that. So that is 19.
So the Trashburg citizen sort of looks at you and goes, "Oh, okay, I misheard." Like, you just threw this look on his face like he misheard, and he goes back to dealing with his whatever illness he has.
Ew, and his hands and everything.
Yeah.
Gosh, dang it, dude! This place. Blah. All right. Gross.
Maybe it would be better to be having these conversations outside.
On our way to baseball, perhaps.
Sure.
I agree.
All right. You exit Dr. Dickles and you make your way to the baseball diamond. The camera zooms out, following our three boys as they walk amidst the buildings towards the baseball diamond, and swirls back in through the window back to Hope and Metal Mandy as she puts the arm, connects it in, and you start to feel movement. Your fist, and you open it up and expose the cannon.
Hope smiles
And
a
a look
little
of
bit.
delight enters your face, and then we cut to black.
Nice.
That's this week's episode.
Woo! I want Hope hardware, man. I'm so excited for the stuff you're getting. I can barely stand
Yeah!
this. It's gonna
Hey,
be
you
worth
got a
it.
limb that needs replacing. Maybe they can put a cannon down there for you.
Truck it. Anyone want to
Yeah.
ride?
You should ask, see how much Metal Mandy would charge you for that.
Yeah, you never
Russ
know.
salvos.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I'm excited for you anyway. After all, especially after all this, we're freaking just about died. Now you're in the worst hospital ever with the goofiest
Play
doctor
of the
all
game
time.
was the sleep spell, though.
Yeah,
Jesus, yes.
He killed someone.
But he died.
I should get.
You're like, I don't trust this doctor. Meanwhile, let's sneak across by putting him to sleep.
It's the worst doctor I've ever seen.
Oh,
since the
shit,
man
let's
who
pretend
caused the
nothing
guy to
happened.
fall to his death mere minutes ago.
I shouldn't have done level 2. I should have just been content with 1 because that caused real issues. Anyway, that's awesome. I'm excited to see what happens next because Cyborg Hope is a very exciting prospect in my mind, and I really want to see how that plays out. And we will next week on There Will Be Dungeons. Now, as a reminder, if you like the show and you're listening right now and you're thinking, man, I'd sure like to be more involved somehow, well, you can. You can send us your emails and thoughts and comments over there at the website, therewillbedungeons.com. There's a contact link. Hit that and go. For those of you who are artists and you're making cool stuff in and around the show, make sure you send that stuff to us because we love it and we want to see more of it because it's awesome and we want to share it with the world. So tweet it to us at therebedungeons, which is what we are on Twitter. And you can find us all there as well. All that stuff's on the website, therewillbedungeons.com. We'll be back next week, 3 p.m. Mountain Time. That's 5 p.m. Eastern. And what is that, 4 p.m. Pacific, right here at frogpants.tv, where you can get the podcast and the YouTube stuff after the fact. And I think that's everything. Bo, any final words as our DM?
No, except that it's great to be back.
Yeah.
Thank you for tuning in. Thank you, players. And thank you.
Yes, and thank you for letting us be at BlizzCon and missing a week, but we're back at it, and we ain't going anywhere.
Oh, did we say that? Just as I know it's at the end of the show, but so many people came up to say,
"Oh, it's great, wasn't it?" Yeah, so much love.
Thank you for sharing your love because it's nourishment.
It was great to hear that, and I wasn't sure how much of it we'd get, but I feel like almost every conversation had somebody made a point about, oh, and I love the new D&D show. People would say that. And even if they were going, oh, the instance, I've been listening since then, or I listened to Kyle on ITN, or whatever the things were, it was always followed up with, oh, and I love the D&D show. Please keep that going. Like, all of you were doing that. And that made us all feel really good. So thank you very much. Nourish Bo. He needs it. That's right, Wicked Kitten. Thank you, chat room, for being here and having a good time with us. We appreciate it. Thank you, everybody, for listening, watching, however you consume this thing. That'll do it for us. We'll see you next week for a brand new edition of There Will Be Dungeons. Goodbye. This show is part of the Frog Pants Network.
Frog Pants Network.
Get more shows like this at frogpants.com.